Hi guys, good morning. My name is Modo Victor and I am doing this video in the media center of the Rund, I never get that name right, but the stadium in Garoua. And yesterday the group stages were finally concluded and the round of 16 was sorted out with everybody knowing their opponent. And the most important one for us, Nigeria, is we are to play Tunisia. Yes, a lot of people say an underperforming Tunisia, a Tunisia that we are going to kill and pound to the ground, but still, it's Tunisia. We have to play Tunisia in the round of 16 to go through to the quarterfinals. We have a semi-final appointment and then possibly the finals. If you ask the players, we still asked them yesterday, the players said that it is 3/7. So their target, as much as they can, is to win 7 matches. They have won 3, so they've struck 3 off the calendar. They have another one for Sunday, and then they just want to keep taking it a game at a time. So the main question now is, despite the sparkling form the Super Eagles have been in, what do you think is going to be the outcome of the game against Tunisia? Remember, we'll probably have, for the first time, a host of all our players available for selection. You know, we had the Awazim incident before, and Awazim had not trained long enough to be back in the fold for the last game, so he was basically left out of it too. But he has done enough training now to be up for selection, I think, along with every other player. So we have every player in camp, 27 of them, eligible for selection ahead of the game on Sunday. So who do you think is going to start for you? Do you think Coach Eguavon is going to go back to his initial formation, his initial players that started the game? Do you think somebody that played the game against Guinea-Bissau has done enough to warrant a place in the first 11, that is, and you have to drop somebody else? So right under this video, just drop your comments on YouTube as much as possible. I'll try to say I'm going to incorporate them into the questions I'm going to ask journalists over the course of the week before the game starts. But right behind my clips, I'll be talking to some journalists, getting their opinions on the round of 16 and how they think, if they think we can beat Tunisia first, how they think we should set up to beat Tunisia, and their own starting lineup. Let's see how this builds in. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody that has kept faith, everybody that has liked, subscribed, commented, dropped the love emoji on my videos on YouTube, even on Instagram, the pictures on Twitter. I don't take it lightly. You guys are everything, basically. You're the reason why that channel exists. So I want to say thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for playing a part in this, and I hope we'll do this a lot more. At the end of the AFCON, we're not going to stop. We're going to commit this YouTube channel to both my photography and then a roundup of Nigerian football every other week. Every other week, talk about the players, talk about what they did, bring new players to your notice, and also majorly incorporate the Nigerian local scene, because whether we like it or not, as much as the glamour of the Super Eagles is amazing and it's wonderful news, the lower hanging fruit that can actually turn Nigerian football into the billion-dollar industry it's meant to be is the NPFL, the NNL, and the NLO. Special mentions must go to Remo Stars for the amazing work they are doing. Special mention must go to Bagada FC. Special mention must go to Vandresa FC and the local scenes. Find these clubs, find their handles, try to follow them up and show them as much love as possible. Let's do this video, guys.
Okay, well, for me, it's time to now separate the men from the boys. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, 3 wins in 3 games. The Atlas Lioness, the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, narrowly lost to the Gambia national team 1-0 yesterday with 20 minutes gone into the extra time. For this game in the round of 16 is now who gets to have more time to win. It's going to be a difficult task for the Super Eagles. The Tunisia, they are slicky just as the North Africans, but the Eagles played the Egyptians, and the way they managed the game shows that if they could manage the Egyptians, they could do that against the Tunisians. They've not been so magic in this year tournament. I think for me and for our Nigerians at large, this game should not just be a easy ride for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We need to be more compact as we are in the defense and get our scoring ability right. If we can score goals as early as possible and seal up. Thank God we have a man in the center of the park talking about double exhaust, Wilfred in the D. Thank God we have the first line who looks solid at this time. Kenneth Omero may be back to pair along with standing captain William Troost Ekong. We've seen flashes of Moses Simon on the wings. If we can cut in those cuts, those dribbles, and those crosses, we can get those options right. We have it at the full of the park, like we say, from the bench also, we cannot take it away. So going into this round of 16, a counter with the between the Super Eagles and the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. I think three things will work for us. Now, the Super Eagles are already here in Garoua. They've enjoyed the support of fans here in Garoua. Two, the team, the Tunisians, will be coming in maybe a day before the game, and by the time they will settle down, the Eagles will have more rest time. We'll have training sections just to rest, recovery, and do what they need to do. So for me, it will go down the wire, but I think the Super Eagles of Nigeria can get it right. I don't think there will be a change from the starting 11 that have played the first two games. You will see the return of Taiwo Awoniyi to Pierre Kelechi Iheanacho up front. You will see Moses Simon. You will also see maybe Samuel Chukwueze from the left and right. That means then you get to see Joe Aribo to take on Winifred in that midfield. From the left back, maybe an option of Zaidu Sanusi to come. Okoye will be in goal. God's willing, we know that he has shown flashes. Ozowo did better, also showed some great saves against Guinea-Bissau. But I think the coaches would know that now is not a time to just play around. It's a time to play in your best leg for a start and get also a good bench. And like what wins game is a good bench. If your bench is as good as your first 11, I tell you, you have a compact team to win any game. Like the Super Eagles right now, we've seen there's a transformation in the blend of players. You cannot just put anybody in the past 5 years under Coach Gennett Rohr. We're in Egypt together. We saw how Rohr managed the team, but this time around we are in the Nations Cup in Cameroon, and there's been a different change from what we saw under Gennett Rohr. So I think this current crop of players are players who are hungry for success, are players who knows that representing the green, white, green of Nigeria in this kind of a game is to play for their blood, is to play for their fatherland. So for me, the same 11 that I've played against Egypt and against Sudan in our first two games will kickstart this game against the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. I don't think there's going to be a major change.
No, not at all. I mean, the last time we played them in this AFCON, officials like this, because we played them in the friendly games last year, but the last time we played them at the third place, we won. So I'm not bothered, and for the fact that the boys they're doing fantastically well right now. And they're looking at how Tunisia qualified for this round of 16. I'm sure Super Eagles are more than capable to get the job done come Sunday. There's a saying that you don't change your winning team.
But both teams have won.
Yeah, but we saw how the first two games, we saw how the Super Eagles played. But compared to their last game, they struggled a bit. That free-flowing football that we saw in the first two games wasn't there in the last game. And at the moment, it brought in the likes of Moses Simon and some few players. We saw the changes. So that tells us, I think he already knows his first 11. It's just for him to stick with it, the winning team. And maybe Nwakali might probably get some chance. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, based on his performance in the last game, I think he's the only player. And of course, Shemi Ajayi also, fantastically well. He played very, very well. So I'll probably, maybe they could, get in and get playtime ahead of the players that started in the first two games.
Well, I watched Tunisia played against Gambia. Was it yesterday night? So there's nothing really special about them. So, and Super Eagles, I think the tempo that we've been playing so far has been very high. Even when there is mistakes, there's this room for cover-up and correction immediately. So I don't think Tunisia are that special. Yeah, to me, the first 2 games, the formation and the players that played, I think they did their best and they tried. So the last game, it was not that good like that. As in, at first half, it was very boring somehow to me, like a lot of goal chances and they're not utilized. But I prefer the first 2 formation and the first two games, the players that played, I think the coach should just maintain them to play Tunisia.
How far do you think Nigeria can go in this tournament?
Football is a game of chances and luck. So to me, like I do say, let the best team win. But so far, so good. If our Coach Austin Egwenfor, can still use the first the first sort of set of players he used during the first 2 games, I think they will deliver. If not for finals, even getting to the semi-finals, even playing the finals, first or second.
Oh, well, it's funny. I mean, considering the pedigree of Tunisia in AFCON, it's a big team. But then I think I'm full of confidence the way we've played so far, considering the way Tunisia has played as well. Maybe a 70-30 chance for me. No, none that I can think of now. I think the starting 11 for the game against Egypt was pretty good. I was particularly impressed with the defense line. Maybe just to answer your question directly, if at all, probably the partnership of, maybe I'd love to see Shemi Ajayi instead of Omero alongside Ekong. That's just it, if at all. But it worked in the first 2 games. Why not just continue?
I think going by the performances, we should not be worried. But it's only logical for you to know that any team that by any means scales through to the knockout stage will actually cause an upset. And that's something that the Super Eagles should worry of. They should not be complacent in any way. But the most important thing is that the Super Eagles are in the form of their life. They seem to almost be complete, be from the defense. There's been little or no error in the defending. And in midfield is something else. We have the likes of Ndidi Aribo, but there's still Wakali who could be a good substitute or who could actually still come in. And for the forward is something else. There's Moses Simon, who is the energy god. You have Tawa Woni, there's Kelechi Iheanacho. There's also Ejike or Chukwueze. So definitely, I think they should put up a good fight and progress past the round of 16. Well, if I was to bring in anybody for this game, to be, I think, for the flank, removing Chukwueze for Ejike, and I could also include Wakali. Wakali's passes are something else. He's a very good set piece taker, so it's something. He will be a nice addition to the Super Eagles squad. But as it stands, be it the squad that was used for either the Sudanese or the Egyptian game, I think both sets of players, be the substitutes or the first 11, are all good. You could actually play them, so it's just his choice.
Okay. Just to confirm, you said you substitute
Yeah.
people will fight you at the back of the field.
Okay, the thing is, Ejike is quite, he's good with his dribbles, he's aggressive, but we know how he is with the ball. He hardly releases the ball, but he actually tensions the defenders. He could actually cause an error from a defender, even if he doesn't get it on his score sheet, but he could cause a penalty or cause an error. So something good.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.